Hello everyone, welcome to our Facebook Live. This is the lovely Jess from Here on Purpose.
Hello everyone. Great to be on the Jojo and Jess page.
Yes, on a Friday night.
Drinking wine.
I'm having wine with another Jess tonight.
I'm the other Jess.
Yes, this is the other Jess. It was quite funny. We'll talk about that. But
yes.
We had. I'm really excited about that. Hey Sarah, about with the Here on Purpose and why I've actually joined with Here on Purpose. But we've been organising an event at the moment, and we did a live together, and someone congratulated Jess on the wedding.
We did. Oh, that's right. I was like, oh no, that's not me. That's another. I'm the other Jess. I'm business partner Jess.
This is my business partner. Jess is my everything else.
Happen to be, just for the record, a single female who is into females. Just saying.
I'm sure I've got plenty of them out there. Maybe some
single.
of them are tuning in now. She is single and she does like females. So there we go. We've established that. So okay. This is always a laugh when we hang out and
yes.
We're meant to work, but we kind of have fun along the way, which is what makes it amazing. Danielle's on and Leanne. Hello, everyone. Say hi to your wife there. Yes, we will say hi to Jess.
The other Jess.
The other Jess, yes. So thank you, and I hope you guys can stay on for as long as possible because we've got some really exciting news to share.
Oh, yes.
So I don't know if you guys have seen my previous post or my previous live with Jess earlier, or a little while ago now. So I connected with Jess during Pride and Prejudice, and
oh, sorry.
Oh, that's a bit weird hearing my voice.
I know. I'm trying to share it to my page.
And so I aligned with Here on Purpose. I went to their first event back in November, and I really was so inspired by the event, which was really an amazing panel of people, and we explore authentic leadership. And it really inspired me to want to be able to create an event for my community because I really feel so empowered through the panels. And I think if we touch on, I guess, what we said we were going to talk about.
Yeah. Why don't you tell people about the event first?
Yes.
Why don't you tell me about this awesome event?
Yes. So on March the 6th, on Friday, March the 6th,
yes.
I'm hosting a beautiful event with Here on Purpose, which is, I've got an amazing lineup of leaders. So it's called Leaders in Diversity.
Yes.
And so basically we're going to explore authentic leadership. And I guess I'm going to touch on, originally the concept of my event really was more focused around religion and how can we come together in spite of our differences through religion and culture and to family and traditions and whatnot. But I think as I've progressed and the leaders that I've got, I've been really called to call the event Leaders in Diversity. And there's such powerful leaders, and so we're going to obviously announce the panel that we've got going.
Yes.
And so I guess, who can we announce first?
I think Becky Bauer.
Becky Bauer,
freaking awesome human.
She is amazing. So Becky Bauer is the pastor and founder of the Melbourne Inclusive Church. So she's created a supportive, inclusive community for people of faith, for people of diversity, for people of the LGBTQI plus and beyond community, where she welcomes them and accepts them into her church, into her space. And she is so powerful. She embodies her message of love, of God, of a place of worship, and
happens to also have a fully inclusive church.
Yeah.
And so, things weren't working with her in her own church, where she was like, this exclusivity is not quite working, so I'm going to go and create an all-inclusive church.
Yeah.
And she's the pastor of that church.
And
incredible human.
She's incredible. She's absolutely incredible, and she sits across various boards, Equal Voices, and yeah, she's really, really amazing. So I'm super excited to announce that Becky Bauer will be there, and she's, I'm super excited.
Yes, that's Becky Bauer.
That's Becky Bauer. So our second person is Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole Gibson.
Nicole Gibson runs the Love Out Loud movement. So she was actually the youngest mental health commissioner at the age of 21. She has been recognized as one of the top 100 female entrepreneurs.
She has.
Most influential, I think, top 100 most influential women. She is the founder and runs the Rogon Rouge Foundation.
She does.
So they've gone out to about 1,000 communities or 300 communities and run about 1,000 workshops where she addresses mental health and
with young people.
With young people.
Yep.
She just embodies her message. She is an incredible human being, and I'm so excited that she's going to be on the panel. I know you guys are going to love her. Who else have we got? Oh my God. So our third one is friggin' amazing. We've got actually Alfie Alkuri, who is the winner of The Voice 2016. So he's wonderful. His song "Love Is Love" was was the anthem for the marriage equality campaign. So his song headlined for that. And then he was also a contestant for the 2019 Eurovision last year. So
go Alfie.
I know, he's awesome.
Oh, he is awesome.
And he's a big advocate for, I guess, the LGBTQI space. And he's really about empowering and inspiring our community. And he's been so supportive and coming on. We're flying him up to Sydney, and he's going to be on our panel. So super excited about him. And then we've got Rad. Oh my God, we've got we've got Mr. Gay Pride Australia on himself.
Yep.
Rad Medic. And he is, he ran the In It Together campaign foundation.
Yes, he does. And I think the thing notable about him is he wants to impact mental health. He ran similar forums to Here on Purpose. And he found out, we connected with him and he got fully involved straight away and actually got himself into Mr. Gay Australia. What is it called? Gay Pride Australia. Actually became Gay Pride Australia or Mr. Gay Australia.
Yep.
And he did that so he could make more of a difference in mental health.
Yep. And that's, I guess, a part of me that inspired me to do these events and to align with Here on Purpose is, tackling mental health, suicide, anxiety, and depression is so important. Having been someone that suffered with mental health and has had anxiety, I know the importance of, sharing the message and speaking out loud. And I think it's amazing when we engage in leaders within the community, we can learn from them. And I think that's a huge thing. I'm a big believer that conversation is the new education. And so when we engage in conversation, we really, really educate and learn ourselves. And so it inspires and empowers us. And so I'm really, really hoping that the event and the panel that we've got and the discussions that are going to have is going to really inspire people to really be able to access their own leadership, because we're all leaders. We have it within us, and at times it's just being guided and supported on the right path. And so I think having these events are really important. And having these conversations need to be had, and no one's having these conversations, and I think, what inspired you to start Here on Purpose?
Inspired me? Well, it was similar to what Jojo's talking about. I said to myself, we're not talking about the stuff that matters. I was at work and I was looking around and I noticed that people were dealing with some big stuff. I noticed that people in my proximity, as I call it, I had people that were dealing with anxiety, depression, lost loved ones, financial crisis. One person that I was working with found out that her partner had, he was $100,000 in debt, but didn't have the courage to tell her. As I investigated more and more, I found that pretty much in our proximity, we have lots of things that people are dealing with some big stuff. But we don't talk about that stuff. We pretend everything's okay. But how it shows up in life is that things get tough. We don't talk about it. We think we have to deal with it on our own. And it kind of becomes this process where we just avoid talking about the stuff that matters. And then when we get upset with someone, we go talk to someone else about it and kind of gossip about it, or have ourselves be gossiped about. And it's really impactful. And we don't know how to talk to each other about the stuff that does matter.
Yeah.
And we don't know how to go to each other and talk. We tend to go to others, and we don't know how to resolve these things that I call really necessary conversations.
Yeah.
So I started Here on Purpose as a way to go, I don't have the answer to this, but how about, we have a place where you can have hot conversations, like hot topic conversations. What about having conversations about the fact that we're not really able to go through religion and politics and being gay? Yeah. I mean, we should talk about that.
Yeah.
And what if it was a safe space to talk about that?
Yeah.
I mean, we even looked at having...
we even looked at having Israel Folau
on the panel.
Yeah.
And it's not safe for him to talk about what's important to him in the gay community. He's a little gun shy. I'm not surprised. So we want to have conversations. We're not saying that we agree with what people do, but we're saying that there's actually a place that we can discuss these things in a safe way, listen to each other, and maybe that's what it is to be a leader.
Yeah.
Maybe being a leader is being able to listen to someone even when you don't want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And back to even having Israel, it was like, everyone, I mean, I respect everyone's opinion. Like, you said, we might not agree with it.
Yeah.
But I'm open to hearing people's opinions. Maybe if you learn more about their story, then you might be able to, understand where they're coming through. Doesn't mean it's right or doesn't mean it's wrong, And what I say doesn't mean I'm right or I'm wrong. And I think it's so important that we don't avoid having these conversations. And I think we have avoided having these conversations for way too long. Hence why, a lot of our community are suffering with mental health. Suicide is through the roof, especially in our trans community. It's if we don't talk about it, we're acting as though everything is okay. And I think if we can create a safe space, then we let go of the shame and the guilt around those topics, and it allows for us to show up and be authentic and be expressive, but also be mindful that other people have a different opinion, and that is okay. But how can my thing is unity. How can we come together, in spite of our differences? Why can't we live harmoniously? And that was something I experienced with my parents, especially obviously with religion and whatnot. And it's, for me, that has always been a driving force, is that why can't we just love each other, accept one another, be kind to each other?
Yeah, and I would say is just to add to what you're saying, is lead ourselves through diversity, conflict, and things that don't work. I mean, just to give you an example today, Jojo and I are creating this amazing... What is that? Something's connected to Bluetooth. Where is that coming out of?
Sorry, I just heard my voice in the background. I'm like, this sounds familiar.
I don't know. Somehow we've connected to Bluetooth. But, Jojo is creating this event. I'm, the CEO of Here on Purpose. We're creating this together. And there are things that we disagree on, the way things should be, the way they shouldn't. I can be a bit controlling. It's true.
Yes.
And yes. And as I talked today, I said, Jojo, this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
Our leading ourselves through these things where we disagree and where we see it one way and people see it another way.
Yeah.
It's like when we talked about that, and what is it to be leading through diversity is, Jojo was like, I feel like you're interrogating me. And
I was open and honest.
Yes. And I went, great. I love it I love the authenticity.
Yeah.
Imagine if someone could say that to you and your response would be, thank you for saying that, because now I know how you feel.
Yeah, and I think that's so important, because I felt much better saying, hey, hang on, I feel like you're interrogating me. And at times I get really uncomfortable and my back goes up because I don't know how to handle those situations. But it's so much more freeing on your soul when you can be open and honest and share. And especially if you're coming from a place of authenticity and you're authentic and it's like, but hang on, this is how I'm feeling. She might not have realized that it was making me feel this way. And it might not have been actually her intention, but it's so important that we're open and honest, because then we're on the same page, and we're aligned and we make sure, okay. And I guess being a leader is always, I guess, when you're running a business together, it's so important that you do communicate with each other and that you are open and honest, and you can be able to, be expressive, but in a respectful manner. Always
Absolutely. Respectful.
respectful. And then if you're not, then I guess apologize.
Well, yeah, it's okay to not be perfect.
Yeah.
It's like, creating big stuff like this can sometimes be challenging.
Oh, absolutely. We had this conversation earlier on about that. And I was like, I've just been feeling really stressed, and, being, an entrepreneur is sometimes it's challenging and it's tough, and it's like, do I get a full-time job? But, I'm so passionate about my message, and I'm so passionate about my self-love, and I'm so passionate about connecting with people and supporting people. But, it's not always, guys, and this is the thing, working in leadership, running your own business, whatever business, it's not meant to be easy. Making change is not meant to be easy. There's meant to be challenges, and that's how we grow. And I think as a leader, it's sometimes being aware of, okay, what's working, what's not working, what can I do differently to create a different outcome. And then sometimes what happens with people is that they keep on doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And then they expect a different outcome, but they get shitty when it's the same outcome. And it's like, oh, you're going to make yourself go crazy.
The journey is the prize.
Yes.
The end result will last maybe 24 hours.
Yep.
You'll accomplish the thing, and for 24 hours, you'll feel really good.
Yep.
But you will be striving for something like this here on purpose. I'm actually striving for something that will probably go past my lifetime. So it will be, how do I actually impact leadership? How do we impact leadership in these areas in a way that's never been done before? How do we impact politics so that we can see the kind of leadership that we want to see in the world in politics? I mean, that's not going to happen overnight. The journey is the prize.
If I
only feel good when we get to it at the end, I'm wasting my life.
Yep.
So
yep.
that for me is that's for me. I mean, you're going to talk about this as well. Who is this leader in diversity? Who are these leaders? What are we distinguishing as these leaders, and what's so distinct about the people on the panel?
Yeah. So for me, when I look at a leader, what I look for, I guess, is someone that is not afraid to show up. Someone who, in spite of maybe the challenges, and look at someone like Becky Bauer, in spite of the challenges she's faced, having an inclusive church, like to start off, it's a church that can be so segregated and non-inclusive, but she went above and beyond that, and she's led the way. And yes, it hasn't been smooth sailing and it hasn't been easy, but despite that, her passion and her purpose has kept her going forward, and that's what she's aiming for. Sorry, I feel like there's a ghost in the house. Are you sure you saved the place today?
I did that. Just checking. Did we just lose?
No, they're all there.
Okay.
So for me, leadership for me is, in spite of what's been thrown at you, that your purpose and your why and why you're doing this continues to motivate you each and every day. And I think the difference between leaders and non-leaders is that leaders, even when shit gets tough and when shit hits the fan and when things aren't going according to plan, a leader is going to still look for other ways to make it happen, whereas maybe a non-leader will back out because it becomes so overwhelming and it becomes hard and difficult, and I don't have the answers. And you're not meant to have the answers. You're meant to find the answers. You're meant to discover the answers, and that's part of the journey.
Yeah.
And so for me, being a leader or looking for leaders is, what are they doing differently? How can they inspire our community? And so in terms of selecting the panel, I wanted to have people that I felt are going to make a huge impact to the community. So, that are going to be inspired and empowered through their story, through their journey, through their struggles of where they are and now, where they've come from. And I'm pretty excited about who we've got. I think Nicole Gibson's amazing. She's a phenomenal leader. And I don't even think what I can say about her right now is going to give a good enough rap, because she's just also an amazing human being. And
should we also mention this is specifically LGBTIQ plus?
No, it's not. Well,
it is.
It is. My whole panel is. But in saying that,
but it's not.
We can all learn from each other. So just because they're from the LGBTQI space doesn't mean it's only relatable to people of the LGBT community.
No,
I guess. I don't want to segregate. I guess although, my passion and I guess I'm leading in the LGBTQI space, but I think that as human beings, we're all humans, and I think we can learn a lot, because at times we don't understand people if we don't have a relationship to them, or if they mean nothing to us. And so I think sometimes when we get to connect with people who are so far from whoever we've ever connected with, we're going to actually learn something from them. We're going to learn from their story and learn from their journey, and learn, whether it's got anything to do with mental health. I think we're all going to learn and benefit from that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Leanne said, will your wife Jess be a part? Well, she's got her own part of the show.
Oh, actually, yes. Sorry. Oh my God, I forgot about this.
I know.
So, Jess absolutely won't be as part of the show. Jess won't be part of the panel. However, Jess and the band are going to actually be doing their first performance at the Here on Purpose event. So
we have, what are they called? The Power Team?
We're still deciding. We kind of decide, pay attention. There's been a lot that's been happening, so I don't know. 11/11, pay attention. We're being called, and we've been working really hard on the band name.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
We're going to need that by tomorrow, because we're going to start selling tickets.
Yeah.
Tickets will be on sale on Monday.
Yeah. I know what it is. I'm pretty sure, but I
don't. They're going to have to check.
Yeah. I've got some of the.
Oh my God.
They are. I know, they're so amazing. I'm so excited. So yes, they're going to be actually performing. They're going to be doing their first performance together. So I think you guys are going to.
It's going to be awesome.
It is. It really, really is. And it's in Wollongabba in Brisbane. So it's nice. There's on-site parking. It's central. And hopefully from this, we'll be able to create, little events as well. I really want to bring the community together.
Like a networking event afterwards.
Yeah. I really want to bring the community together. I know sometimes life can be tough and hard. And I think if we can connect and create friendships and really build a supportive community for one another, then it brings us together, and we don't feel alone and isolated in this big, scary world at times. So
who on here is in Brisbane? Who's coming to this?
Yeah, who's actually coming?
Well, you don't have to be in Brisbane. You can fly in for it.
Yeah, and even if you watch the replay, let us know that you are coming.
Yeah.
We're going to release the tickets.
Hashtag I'm there.
Yes, I'm there. Hashtag I'm there.
Hashtag Here on Purpose. Me.
Yay. Yes. Yes, Danielle. Can't wait. So, yeah.
And then we're looking at getting some stuff for an after party as well, because it will be Pride Week.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna it's gonna be Pride Week. So it's
Mel's coming. It's Pride Week, so
come anywhere. You can still come.
Yep, Leanne, you can still come. You can fly.
Yes, it's a flight, but you know what? It's big. It's also Big Gay Day in Brisbane.
Yes.
So you can come to us on Friday. You can go Big Gay Day on Sunday.
So you can absolutely fly in for this. Spend the weekend here. Come in on the Friday. Have a weekend. You'll get to meet me and Jess and the band.
Yeah, that's right. The other Jess as well. Not this Jess.
This Jess and the other Jess.
And the other Jess.
And the band. And then we can go to Big Gay Day together on the Sunday. And then you can fly home on the Monday.
That's right.
So,
and that can be for anyone. That's for Perth, Leanne.
Yes.
As well as anyone in other states. Here on Purpose and these kind of events. It is a community project, so we're planning to expand this to all areas. We've got an event shortly after, a week later in Melbourne.
Yep.
So this is not going to stay a Brisbane event, but right now, while we're sourcing all the funding and getting this all sorted, it is currently just a Brisbane, Queensland phenomenon.
Yes. And so it's going to be phenomenal. It's very exciting. I'm just looking at myself. It's a bit weird.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Can I just say one other thing?
Yes.
I just want to add, what I want to add is I want to tell you what it's like working with this one. Because
God.
this is a woman that got off TV and didn't go, I'm going to go and like, you know, I don't know, do something flashy. She got off TV and went, how can I go and make a difference to this community? How can I go and give back to this community? A week after she stopped being on TV, she met up with me and said, I want to create a Hero on Purpose event like you did for this community, the LGBTIQ plus community. I want to really expand leadership. I want people to have an access to this kind of experience of themselves where they get to show up authentically and get connected to who they are, where they're empowered and inspired. That's what JoJo did the week after she stopped being on TV, and now she's created this. This all came after a conversation a week after her TV.
Yeah.
This woman is out to inspire and to lead you guys through a community of people that we get what you're dealing with. We know that some of the hardest things that you do is just show up and tell people who you love.
Yeah.
We know that still it's not as easy as it used. Yes, it's gotten better, okay, but we know it's still not. It's not fully inclusive. We know that.
Yeah.
And JoJo's out to create this event and then have ongoing events where you guys can collaborate with each other, where we can all collaborate with each other, and we can lead and live our own life authentically. And she's going to lead that conversation with you guys. That's the kind of thing she wants to create in the world. I wanted to acknowledge this human.
And I got all teary, and thank you.
It is what you did.
Thank you. That means a lot,
Yes.
you know. And even, you know, before going on the show, you know, why did we go on the show? Because, you know, I felt like, you know, I really wanted to be able to make a difference in people's lives. And despite what I've been through with my family, it's never easy. But I think with love and compassion and understanding, and it was never just about us. And so when I connected with you and I connected, with this amazing woman, I felt so connected to her purpose, and thought, I love the event, I love the panel discussion, and I want to continue being able to support our community and doing something that's going to be inspiring and empowering, because I know it's tough. But you know, if we can find ways where we can support one another, and I think when people realize that I'm not alone, that other people have gone through it, I think we can find some comfort in that.
Not just gone through it, everyone's going through it. It's this thing called life. It never stops happening. Even when you're organizing an event. And so, you know, how do you make life happen for you, you know, rather than to you? And so I think it's so important. And I think we're going to learn a lot from the panel. I think we're going to learn a lot from the leaders on, you know, how they've been able to live and lead their life authentically and what that actually means. You know, and for you guys, you know, what does it mean to show up and be ourselves and love ourselves? So, you know, be kind to ourselves. And I think rather than waiting for things to be perfect, things don't have to be perfect. I think sometimes we just got to, you know, carry on with what it is and follow our heart and follow our passions. And, you know, I think it's important to be able to make a difference. And how can your past define your purpose rather than defining what you can and can't do? Everyone's got a story. And I'm looking forward to everyone coming to see what the panelists created out of their past. I mean, Becky Bauer went through a lot of, you can't be in this church, this is not inclusive, you're not a blah, blah, blah. And she went, you know what, I'm going to create my own. So where you are in the world and everything that has led up to where you are right now is the opportunity for you to create your purpose and your passion and get it into the world. And that is what Hero on Purpose is about.
Amazing.
So we'd love for you to come.
Yes, would love for you to come, guys. It's going to be an amazing event. So March the 6th.
Yes.
Lock it in. We're going to release the event. So we'll launch it, I think by Monday. We'll have the links there. So we'll do pre-sale. So it's going to be limited tickets. So make sure you get in early.
Pre-sales to you guys on JoJo and Jess page.
So we'll do pre-sales. So we'll have a special offer for our followers. So hopefully anyone in Brisbane or even Sydney or Melbourne, or, you know, if you feel called to want to be at the event, it's going to be an amazing event. So I highly recommend, you know, being there. So we'll have a pre-sales, and yeah, I'd say get in early, guys, because it's going to be an amazing event.
It sure will. And we'll drop the link in here as well when it comes out.
Yes.
But right now it's not available. But yeah, you'll hear about it on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome, guys. Well, just want to thank you all for tuning in and for being present and just showing up for us tonight. We love you and we're so grateful. But we hope you have a wonderful weekend. Okay, guys. All right.
See
See
ya.
ya. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.